Hello everyone, my name is Joe. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Feel Like Craps. And this is Craps 101, the basics, the stuff the first-time player needs to know. This is the first in a three-part series where we go through the general fundamentals of the game of craps. We'll begin with a look at the craps board layout and figuring out your work area versus the dealer's work area. You are allowed to place bets in your work area, and the dealers are allowed to place bets in their work area on your behalf as per your instruction. You may place bets in those areas in the display on the bottom there. You can put your bets in the pass or don't pass, the field, big six, big eight, and in the cum bar on the top there of that bottom display. Dealers place bets on the following areas. They place the don't come, the numbers, the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10, and the prop bets, the proposition bets in the middle of the table. More on those in a later slide and presentation, but they have dice pictures on them and winning odds if those particular combinations roll. Again, any bets that need to be placed in the dealer's work area, you're going to put into the cum bar, and you're going to tell the dealer where you would like them to place them for you. Whatever you do not want to reach your hand into the dealer's workspace. The dealer's workspace is their workspace. Your workspace is your workspace in the game of craps. We'll do a little introduction here. How is a game of craps started and how do you enter in? Notice the puck, the circular disc there that is in the off indication on the upper display, and on the lower picture it's in the on position. If a game is in progress, the puck is going to be on, and it's going to be on a number in the dealer's layout. If the puck is off, we're starting a new game. That is the indication for a new game starting. Most bets in the dealer's work area will follow the puck, unless the player indicates otherwise. In other words, if the puck is off, the bets are off. If the puck is on, the bets are on and working. What we mean again by that, by all bets are off, that means they're not working. Thus, they're not in danger of being lost. They also won't trigger any payment for you should they happen to have been successful. On the other hand, all bets are on and they're working and in danger of loss or win, for that matter, if the puck is in the on position. Little caveat, a player may choose for certain bets to ignore the puck and to have a bet on or working when the puck is off, or the other way around, to have a bet go to sleep, so to speak, when the puck is on. The dealer will mark those bets with an on or off marker in the event that you tell them you want them to go counter of what the puck is indicating. And again, there are certain bets that you can't do that with. There are certain bets, once they're placed, they can't be shut off. They're on until they win or lose. And more on that a little later on. Such an example here is the pass line. The pass line bet, once it's made, is always on and it's always working. But for the rules of shooting and how we enter, players must place a bet on either the pass line or don't pass to be eligible to roll the dice. There's a little bit of a misunderstanding with the pass and the don't pass. People think they need to always be on it. You do not need to be on it to play the game. It's only to roll the dice. If the dice rotation comes and it's your turn to roll, you need to have a bet on one of those two areas in order to be able to roll, or the dice are going to pass over you. Hence why we call it the pass line. The first roll of a given shooter in a new game is called the come out roll. Again, a bet on the pass or don't pass is not required to play the game. It's only to be eligible to shoot the dice. When you first come up to the table, if you would like to enter, you have to wait for a new game to begin. You can't enter in the middle of a game. You have to hand the dealer your money, tell them you want to buy in. They'll check your money and count your money, and then you'll be given poker chips equal to the amount of your buy-in. We will go over some of the fundamentals of the pass line versus the don't pass, the light side versus the dark side. The light side, the pass line, plays with the other players. On a come out roll for the pass line, a 7, or as we colloquially refer to him as Big Red, either 7 or 11, the Yo 11, that's an automatic win on the pass line, and it will return you a 1-for-1 payment. On the other hand, a 2, 3, or 12 on a come out roll, a craps number, is an automatic loser. The casino will take your money. Any other number that rolls other than those 5 becomes the point. The goal of the shooter is to roll the point number before Big Red rolls. If Big Red rolls before the point, you're in trouble. But if the point is rolled first, the pass line wins and it returns 1-for-1. Again, if Big Red rolls, though, the pass line loses and the casino takes your money. The takeaway from this is you're playing with the players, the other players, against the casino. You can play with the casino. They don't want you to do that, really. They would rather win when they win and not have to share their money. But if you do bet with the casino on using the don't pass, that's considered dark side play. And the rules, so to speak, as far as payment, are the opposite of what would have happened had you been on the pass line. The 7 or 11 is an automatic loser on a come out roll on the don't pass. 2 and 3 will win. They will win you 1-for-1. If a 12 is rolled on a come out roll and you're on the don't pass, it's a bar bet or a push bet. In other words, it's a tie with the casino. The tie will be broken by the next roll of the dice. So the bet gets to stay where it is. It doesn't win. It doesn't lose. Once a point is established with the don't pass, if Big Red rolls before the point, that's a win for you, and that will return 1-for-1. Otherwise, you're going to lose your pass bet. If the point rolls before Big Red rolls, the casino would have lost, and you will lose if you're on the don't pass. And once again, you're playing with the casino instead of with the other players. Some common craps terms we'll take you through. Big Red, we've already introduced you to. He's the whole number between 6 and 8. We don't speak his name at the craps table. We refer to him as Big Red or any other host of names that have been given, but we never refer to him directly because people are very superstitious at the craps table. A contract bet, an example of that would be a pass line bet. That's a bet that can be increased but never decreased and or removed by the player once it's made. Once it's there, it's there. And it either wins or loses. You can't take it down. A hard way bet. That's rolling a 4, 6, 8, or 10 by having the same number appear on both dice, i.e. 2, 2 for 4, 3, 3 for a hard 6, 4, 4 for a hard 8, 5, 5 for a hard 10. Any other combination is referred to as an easy way roll of the number because it's easier to roll those combinations. There's only one way to roll a hard way, and that is to have both of the dice show the same number. inside and outside numbers on the dealer's spread. The numbers that are on the inside, 5, 6, 8, and 9 are the inside numbers. They have the better probability of rolling. The outside numbers, the 4 and 10, have the least some of the least probable ways of rolling. At least less probable than the 5, 6, 8, and 9. A push or bar, we've already discussed, but that's a bet that neither wins nor loses, and it stays for the next roll unless the player takes it down. If you would like to parlay your bet, that's telling the dealer to take your winnings from a winning bet and add them to that bet for the next roll. So you're not taking any winnings. You're going to take whatever winnings you had and throw them on that same bet for the next bet or the next roll. Placing a number, that will tell the dealer to put a place bet on the number you indicate. More on that in later slides in the presentations. Pressing a bet. To press a bet is just lingo for doubling the value of the bet. So if you bet $6 on a previous roll and on the next roll you want to press your bet, you would double it. In other words, it would be a $12 bet instead of a $6 bet. Same bet. That tells the dealer that you want to keep the bets you previously had on the last roll of the dice. You don't want to parlay anything. You don't want to regress or take anything down. You don't want to press any bets. You just want the same bets. Some dealers will actually ask after every roll, same bet. And when they do, that's what they're asking. They want to know if you want to add anything or take anything away from your bets. Same bet just tells them you want everything the way it was on the previous roll. The stick man. The stick man is one of the dealers who gives the dice to the shooter. Dice are cradled in a stick, and they are returned to the shooter after every roll or at the beginning of a new game. If it's a new game, you're going to be presented with 5 dice. You select 2, and those are your dice for the duration of your shooting experience for that game. The stickman will also handle proposition bet placement. I'm going to round out this first section here with a little discussion on dice probability. Take you back to middle school mathematics. Casino will not pay you true odds on each bet based on their true probabilities, but that's how they reduce some of their losses and get to keep some of the money that you would have otherwise won. Here's our buddy the dice pyramid showing all the possible rolls. We have 2 dice with 6 possible numbers that could roll on each die. Therefore, we have 36 possible combinations that you can have. If you'll notice, obviously, the 2 and the 12 have the least number of ways you can roll them. You can only roll one. One way to roll a 2, one way to roll a 12. And if you look in the middle, the top of the pyramid there is our buddy Big Red. You can roll him 6 ways. He's got the best chance of showing up based on probability. And just a little chart here on the more popular craps bets and what they actually pay versus what their true odds are. You can see where the casino takes a little bit out of each one. For instance, the 2 and the 12, you only have one way to roll a 2 or one way to roll a 12 and 35 ways to lose. So by definition, that's 30 to 35 to 1 for the true odds pay. The payout on that, though, is only 30 to 1, and it's one roll. If you look on the bottom, you'll see Big Red. You can also bet on Big Red to roll. Again, that's a one-roll bet, so it either wins or it loses. 5 to 1 are true odds. The casino pays 4 to 1. I've seen some casinos in the layout that I actually have does display 5 to 1 for Big Red. So in that instance, they are paying true odds. But most of the layouts that I've seen at casinos and on some of the more popular YouTube channels have 4-to-1 as the payout for Big Red. We're going to do a little more in-depth explanation here about dice probability and true odds. Again, casino keeps a little out of each bet, and that's a commission, so to speak. And they deliberately do not pay true odds for most bets. We'll take a look at how we define true odds. There's a table of how true odds are calculated. Mathematically, true odds is defined as the number of ways to lose over the number of ways to win. But why do we see such a reduction when it comes to the numbers that aren't one-roll numbers, like the 2 and the 12, the 3 and the 11, and Big Red? The remaining numbers, you'll notice their number of ways to lose is only 6. And that is because those numbers are only subject to loss when Big Red rolls. So Big Red, 6 ways to roll them. So that's why we see a true odds reduction a little there, and that tends to confuse the first-time player. I know it confused me to begin with because I was thinking, oh, I got 36 combinations I got to deal with each one. You don't have to for those place numbers that are on the dealer's spread. For that reason, for the one-roll bets, you do have to worry about all the combinations because all the other combinations will lose. For instance, with the 3 and 11, there's only 2 ways to roll them. And you've got 34 ways to lose. So number of ways to lose, 34. Number of ways to win, 2. And that reduces down to 17-to-1 for true odds. There are ways to get the casino to pay you true odds, and we will discuss them at a later time in a later presentation. This is just a further explanation. The 2, 3, 11, and 12, as well as Big Red, are only one-roll bets, and only those numbers win on that bet, so all other combinations will lose. And the other numbers, as we said, are based on being a point, and they can only lose if Big Red rears its head. 6 ways to roll a losing bet on those numbers. I do thank you for checking out section 1 here, and up next we will delve into common bets and payouts and explain a little more about this glorious dice game called craps. Till then, we bid you farewell. We hope you like and subscribe, and check back for further content at a later time. We do plan to have some live rolls and some strategy sessions down the line here once we get things set up. But a like and subscribe would be appreciated. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you for section 2.